Tech contractors that are still operating as a sole proprietorship are leaving hundreds and thousands of dollars to the IRS every single year. If you're coding 6 to 7 days a week, pulling in 1099 income, and you don't have an LLC set up, well, you're doing it the hard way. You're higher audit risk, you have more personal liability, and you look less legit to big clients. So in this video, you're going to get the no fluff, aggressive, step-by-step guide to setting up an LLC specifically for tech contractors. How to name it, where to form it, how to connect it to your bank, and what to do on the tax side so you don't accidentally just blow it all up. So stick to the end because I'll give you a simple checklist you can literally follow in one afternoon to go from a random freelancer to a proper tech contractor LLC. Let's be honest, you probably relate to at least one of these. You're getting a 1099 from multiple clients and all of it is under your personal name. Mix business and personal and spending it on the same debit card. Every time you see that self-employment tax, you just close the tab and hope it works out. If that's you, this is exactly who this video is for. US-based tech contractors, developers, DevOps, cloud engineers, security, data, whatever, who are getting paid as an independent contractor and want to start acting like a real business. Before we jump into the steps, 2 quick reasons you want an LLC as a tech contractor. The biggest one is liability shield. When you sign contracts, ship code, or handle client data, things can go wrong. An LLC creates a legal wall so that it's something goes sideways and you're sued, they're going after the business and not your personal bank accounts, car, home. You're now a business, not just a freelance. So you can open a business bank account, look more credible to the bigger clients, and position yourself for better rates and longer extended contracts. Notice that I didn't say magically save $1 million in taxes just because you click create LLC. An LLC by itself is not a tax cheat code, it's just a legal wrapper. The tax benefits come from it because of how you use it, separating your finance, being able to elect the S Corp status once that income justifies it, and running your operation like a real business. So if you came here for the LLC instant millionaire hack, that's not what this is. This is about building a serious tech contractor business that can scale. Step 1, where to form it and what to call it. If you're a regular tech contractor living in, let's say, Texas, California, New York, in most cases, the simple move-in is to form the LLC in your home state. The whole form in Wyoming or Delaware to save taxes, this is massively overhyped for solo contractors. You usually end up having to register as a foreign LLC in your home state anyways, plus extra fees and complexity. So if you live in Texas, form an LLC in Texas. If you live in California, form a California LLC. And beware that they have that yearly franchise tax. Now, naming, keep it generic and flexible, such as Blue Sky Tech Solutions LLC or Blue Sky Consulting LLCs, not John Doe LLC, aka your full name. Okay, in my recommendation, this isn't any legal advice, but if you're trying to do asset protection and you name your LLC your full name, you know, we're not necessarily doing asset protection there. Okay, that actually does the quite opposite. So check that the name is available on the Secretary of State website and that there's no oblivious trademark conflicts. This isn't legal advice, but if you're naming your full name as your LLC, you know, we're not necessarily doing asset protection there, okay? It sounds like we're quite doing the opposite of protecting our assets. So check that the name is available on your state's Secretary of State website and that there's no oblivious trademark conflicts, because once you've got a clean professional name and now you know that you can operate in your state, you are actually ready for the actual filing. Step 2 is filing your LLC. Now you have 2 options. You are able to do this yourself on your state's official website using a reputable filing service if you don't want to touch any forms. Let's talk about DIY really quick because it's not as scary as it sounds. On your state site, you'll be filing something in similar of articles of organization or certificate of formation. Key pieces they'll ask is the LLC name, obviously the name that you just picked with LLC at the end. You're gonna have to have a registered agent. This is a person that is, you know, going to be in place of receiving official mail and legal documents. You can be your own registered agent if allowed, but it makes your address public. And a lot of you guys don't want your address public to the Secretary website or you have the option that you can pay a registered agent service to use their address. You'll need a business address. If you work from home, many contractors either use a home, virtual office, or even the registered agent's address. Now, depending on the privacy laws in your state, some agents are allowed to use that address on the public Secretary of State website. But again, you do have to double check with your state. Now, management structure, right? Many solo tech contractors select manager managed LLC, which means that you're running it. You pay the state filing fees, hit submit, and then you wait for approval, which can be anywhere from same day or a couple of weeks, depending on the state, upwards of a month, okay? Don't overcomplicate this step. Your main goal is to just get the LLC legally created so you can move on to the money stuff. Step 3, turn the LLC into a real financial entity. Once your LLC is approved, get an EIN from the IRS. This is a free ID number for your business. You can do it through online on the IRS website. Do not pay anyone hundreds of dollars to do this unless you're paying for done for you handholding. Okay, open a business bank account. This is where your tech contractors mostly mess up, is you want a dedicated checking account under the LLC's name. Ideally, a dedicated business credit card too, even if it's just for separate spending. From this point forward, right, a client's payments go into the business account, business expenses come out of the business account. That separation is what supports liability protection and makes your bookkeeping and taxes way easier. If you keep swiping your personal card for AWS, GitHub, Copilot, conference, flights, you're basically just punching holes into the liability shield and making your life miserable at the same time. Step 4, handle the tax basics so you don't accidentally wreck this. Okay, at this stage, you have your LLC formed in your state, you have the EIN, you have the business bank account. So for single member LLCs, by default, the IRS treats you as a disregarded entity, which usually means your business income still flows onto your personal tax return on that Schedule C. And that's fine to start with, right? The power move later is once your net income is high enough each year, okay, it's okay to talk about, electing an S Corp status with your tax professional for your LLC to potentially reduce that self-employment tax. Okay, but for now, focus on tracking your income and expenses cleanly. Use a simple bookkeeping tool or even a spreadsheet if you're very early on. Setting aside money for taxes, federal and state, if your state has it, and self-employment tax. You see, most contractors park around 25 to 35% of the profits in a separate tax savings account, depending on their state and situation. And this is important. If your state requires annual reporting for franchise taxes for LLC, write down all of those deadlines, okay? Missing them can get your LLC suspended, which defeats the whole point. Step 5 is protect the structure and look like a real operation. Okay, now that the LLC exists and the money is flowing correctly, contracts, make sure that your client's contracts are under the LLC name, not just your personal name. Example, your LLC name, a state, limited liability company as a service provider. Yeah, same thing, update your invoices and payment links, with the correct LLC name, and then also where that money is going to land, which is the business bank account, right? So obvious things right there. Basic compliance too. Keep your personal and business finances separate. Don't treat your business account as an ATM. Document transfers to yourself as an owner's draw or payroll. Obviously, once you're an S Corp, from here, this is the next level. When your income crosses a certain threshold, talk to a CPA about the S Corp election. Dial in your bookkeeping so that you can actually see your numbers, revenue per client, profit margins, etc. Use that credibility to negotiate longer contracts, better hourly rates, and retain deals. This is how you go from freelance who's always stressed about taxes to tech contractor who's actually running a real company. If you watch all the way through, you're already ahead of 90% of contractors who keep saying, yeah, I should probably set up an LLC one day. Here's what to do right now. Pick your LLC name, your state, obviously where you live in, file the LLC, get the EIN, open the accounts, start running all client money through it, okay? Subscribe if you're a tech contractor and want more aggressive tactical content on taxes, entity structure, and getting your money right as a 1099. So until then, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bless.